receiving your content. Your audience will see it in a moment. Oh, there's our audience. We look very, very
Hello.
holiday oriented. Let's make sure it's actually going. Oh, okay. So the oven just beeped.
Making Christmas cookies.
So I'm making my breakfast.
Look how cool that is.
That is pretty cool.
He's so cute.
I'm gonna leave this guy in charge for a minute.
What's up?
I need to eat food.
So, I am Owen. I am the DM of This Is Gonna Hurt, a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast. The person who's making something is Steve. He's the voice of, and the personality of Brimbley. He's one of the adventurers. He's my usual co-host. Yeah. The other 3 guys are busy,
Yeah,
as usual.
usual. We try. We really do. And they have their own lives going on, I guess. I don't know why this isn't their first priority in everything that they do.
For real.
But they gotta get it together. Yeah, so we're here to talk about stuff. Usually we talk about like the most recent sessions and then some stuff that we have in the works. Owen has been very bad about finishing this one contest, so I'm gonna go grab my Surface at some point too, and we're gonna choose a winner. We're doing that today.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. But before we get into that, the session that's currently airing hasn't actually like completed as a full session, so I don't really want to go too much into that because knowing me, I'll give something away because I won't realize what episode you guys are up to. But you did get a holiday session this year when we released Halloween episodes. And all the episodes, all 4 episodes in 2 weeks, you guys kind of got like a concentrated dose.
All right.
It was going to be more concentrated than that, and we realized that was crazy. Who wants 4 hours of content all at the same time?
It's too much.
It's just too much. So,
In hindsight, it's how we should have done Christmas
yeah,
last year. But
yeah, it was a test run.
yeah.
Lots
Still
of test
learning.
runs last year and this year. But yeah, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the Halloween session. Do you want to give a quick rundown of what happened in Halloween this year?
No.
No? All right.
Oh,
cool.
so. Oh, man. Santa called the 4 heroes, who was Brimley the Christmas elf, Lorthamar the peppermint person, Windar the rejected reindeer, and Korath the friendly bumble, because Mrs. Claus's body was gone. Last year at Christmas, they killed Mrs. Claus, really to free her from her Grinch-itis, because she was beyond cure.
We don't actually know that for sure. 'Cause she was angry when we found her, so we just
No, that's
took
true.
her out.
She's
Yeah.
beyond cure.
Okay.
And his body was gone. Her body was gone. And on her like ice tombstone, it went ha 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 ha, trick or treat, which is letting people know that it was a Halloween thing. And so Santa sent the adventurers to the land of Halloween, where they talked to some villagers who were really scared. Then they got costumes to blend in. Then they went to Halloween City. Halloween Land is called the Ever Hollow, by the way. And they went to the 4 main factions of monsters. Halloween City has all monsters, but the main races were vampires, witches, constructs, those are the Frankenstein's monster-y types, and werewolves. And so they went to the 4 of them to get information and clues and objects to help them sneak into Jack's castle. Jack is the king of Halloween, the Pumpkin King, and there he had raised Mrs. Claus from the dead, and so they battled Mrs. Claus, killed her once again. I wanted to leave a teeny little bit of undead in her, but Alex made
Alex took
sure
care of that
it
real
was
quick.
totally
Yeah.
gone. Yeah. And that was it. And then Jack was like, "You bested me, so
So
take
get
her
on
and
out of here.
go."
Right.
yeah, that was it.
Cool. So, quick questions about that.
Yeah.
So the 4 costumes were the 4 races,
Mm-hmm.
and the shopkeeper was familiar,
Mm-hmm.
as is most of the people. But
So far, every member of the 12, because every holiday special has characters from the regular game holidayified. So far, every member of the 12 that has showed up has been made out of wood.
That's
Aegisar and Oboth were toy soldiers last year, and then you, Akira, was a mannequin.
Right, a bunch of mannequins.
A bunch of mannequins.
Yeah. But you had the 4 costumes,
Mhm.
and they were, they kind of had types to them.
Mhm.
Did we pick the costumes you kind of expected us to pick? What would have been
I
your preferred picking of costumes?
I chose, with help from my wonderful girlfriend Marissa, chose 4 monsters that seem to kind of go with your race class combos.
Cool.
I wasn't gonna do witch originally; it was gonna be ghost, but there
Oh.
were all sorts of phasing through wall complications that I didn't really want to face.
Gotcha.
As it is, Lorthamar getting to turn into a bat was tricky enough, and I kind of had to
There were
on the
some
fly
pretty
make a
hardcore
decision
limitations on that.
there. But I was thinking about making it that the ghosts just have a rule that in Halloween City you can't phase through walls because it's a privacy issue.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
I went with witch because I figure is more spellcastery. Brimley is already, he has a pointy hat, and
Yeah.
he's almost a witch as it is.
Had a pointy hat.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Korath's obviously very Frankenstein's monstery, and even Windar in his lizard form is almost an animal.
Yeah.
And
Especially when he goes into a rage.
then Lorthamar, just cool, composed, just seemed very vampire. So those are the ones I chose specifically. The way you chose them is how I matched them up.
Right.
In my head, I was hoping that you wouldn't pick it that way.
Right.
I was hoping we'd see a different, kind of something funnier. But this time, so with Christmas, I chose your races. This time, I wanted to let you choose them, and then it dawned on me that was brilliant anyway, because Halloween is when you choose
Right.
your costume. You get to deliberately be something else. So letting you choose your costume was kind of a happy accident. And yeah, I was kind of hoping to see Korath as a vampire and Brimley as a Frankenstein's monster. Those were 2 things that I was hoping that maybe would get done, which didn't, but that's okay.
I feel like without Korath or Alex playing a construct, we wouldn't have construct. Am I right?
That's true.
And that should be on shirts somewhere.
But
But yeah, I feel you.
could have been anything.
It could have been cool.
Could have been vampires. Am I right?
Yeah.
But
cool. On our way to the costume shop, we passed by some very scared villagers.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to escort them back to the Christmas land,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody else said, "No, let's do that later."
Yeah.
And then they died.
So this is a safe thing for me to say right now because the other 3 players don't watch these videos.
That's true.
So I can say stuff and they won't ever know, which is kind of awesome. Pretty much any time you say, should we do this? And then decide, let's do it later. I think, okay, when they come back, it's going to be ruined. Because basically because when you do that, you're creating your own side quest, which is a DM's dream.
Right.
I have been critiqued that the podcast can seem linear and almost railroaded, and
I feel like
that's true. And there are some really lofty things that I'm trying to get done, and what you, the listener, if you're up to date, you'll know that they're in the elemental plane of water, and when they get out, it's going to be a lot more freeform. They're going to be they're going to get out, and I'm going to be like, so what do you guys do?
Yeah.
And I have nothing prepared. So they need to do stuff. But side quests like that, let's bring the villagers, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then literally as soon as you said, let's bring the villagers, in my head I went, if they decide not to, they're all going to be dead when they come back. And then I think it was Alex who said, no, guys, let's just do it later. And I went, yes.
I feel like part of it too is that when we're playing, we're so focused on getting the thing done that we're like, oh yeah, if something pops up, we'll take care of it after we do this thing. But
here's the thing, as a constructive criticism, you don't have to do that.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't make for a very good podcast. So I'm glad you do it to a degree. But if the 4 of you decided, well, the world's ending, let's get as much gold and booty as we can before it does, That's what the podcast would be about. And it'd go one season, and at the end of the first season, the world would have ended. And that would have been it. You know what I mean? And I don't want you guys to stick to the railroad because you're
Right.
you're worried that the world is going to end. It would just be a different podcast.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just off the cuff thinking right now, the world would have ended, and everybody and every NPC you would have met, you'd all be in Mount Celestia, the 9 heavens or
Right.
the 7 heavens, and it would have been like, crap, the whole world is gone, and somebody would have been like, okay, well, we gotta go find a new world, and we gotta build a world, and you would have done that. There would have been a podcast either way.
That sounds like it would have been a cooler podcast, and I wish we...
It might have been. I don't know.
No. That would have been cool though. Side podcast, alternate history.
Alternate history. You guys wake up in time to save Aberstall.
Oh,
Everything would have been
man.
different.
Was that an option?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Being honest, he probably wouldn't have survived the fight
Right, but we
because I would have made it my mission to kill him before the end of the fight. But if one of you had decided to Gallandan said I'll keep watch.
Mm-hmm.
But if one of you had been like, well, I'm going to stay with you and keep watch, he would have
right.
survived into the actual battle itself. I made it my mission to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it could have gone slightly differently.
Cool.
Sorry, back to Halloween.
No worries. And so in the Christmas episode last year and the Halloween episode, you kind of have districts, and then you got very punny this year with the districts too, with some of the features and stuff like that. I know how hard it can be just coming up with districts for the main campaign. Do you have is it easier because you have such a set theme that you can kind of spitball it and come out with something really quick?
Someone said something once about the greatest creativity coming from the greatest restrictions or something. And in a sense, the essence of that is true when okay, it's Christmas.
Right.
It's Halloween. It's so focused that you just got to dig as deep as you can go.
True.
And I find that makes the puns really I listened to another podcast, and every city they go to, every inn and things are these puns, and they're all really good, they're all really funny, but to me they don't always have a rhyme and a reason. It's just a pun for the sake of a pun. So I decided that I didn't want the cities to have puns. Puns. They have, kind of normal names like the Howling Dog and all these things, but there are cities. For every one of the 6 gods, there is a holy city. And so in those cities, I decided, if it's the God of Light's city, it's going to be very punny, a lot of light,
Gotcha.
puns. And so that, gives me an opportunity to do that. But then there's actually a reason for it. It's not just because why not?
Right.
By the way, greatest pun, I already shared this with you, but I'm going to share it with them, is the flower shop that Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, he's got a Robin Hood motif. He opens up a flower shop called Sherwood Florist. It's just a great pun. I can't stop telling people about it. I'm enamored by the elegance and brilliance of this pun. So anyway, sorry. Back to Halloween.
Back to Halloween. Oh,
Or Christmas, I guess.
just the holidays. We're very holiday
Yes.
year right now. This is actually my Christmas tree. This is this little guy.
This is a luscious plum candle.
Yes, it is.
Lucius Malfoy plum candle.
That should be a candle, and it should just smell like garbage.
Fine garbage.
Only the garbage from the upper class.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, so you said, you mentioned you Akira was the mannequins, and Oboth and Aegisar were the toy soldiers from the Christmas special. Does that mean?
Well, hold on.
Oh wait.
Did you? I don't think we've even talked about this. Did you catch who the listeners? This goes to you too. Did you catch who the leaders of the 4 factions were?
I didn't while we were playing, and then I think Alex or Craig pointed it out afterwards. But they were the 4 leaders of
The good
the
guys.
Assembly for the Remaination of Etrun.
Right.
Right? That's
Yes.
the name? I never remember the other one. I know it's Resurgence or something
Yeah.
like that. Okay. But it's like the 4 captain guys, like the wolf guy, dog wolf guy.
Dog, person, man.
You had the
Was
dwarf,
the werewolf.
Viola.
They all have names, Halloween names, and I don't remember any of them offhand. But yeah, Viola was the leader of the witches.
The butcher guy.
Myrbelar the Butcher was Myrbelar the Stitcher.
Right.
He was the construct guy. And then the Snake, who is the dwarf,
Right.
he was the Bat.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Blah, blah.
I kept hoping because whenever Jeremy did that, he would do one bleh,
Mhm.
and I kept hoping he would like try to up the blehs, but he didn't. But
He
maybe
did at
next
one
time.
point.
I think he did 2 like at like the very end or something like that.
I'm pretty sure, no, when they were talking, I think he
They
went
were having like a bleh,
and
like
then my guy
off.
went blah blah, and he went blah blah. Oh yeah, you're right. They didn't
Yeah.
add blahs.
They didn't add blehs. It was just like who could bleh the longest. Anyway, so and then we know that Santa is Toko. So the 2 that I was curious about was Mrs. Claus, if she even had one, or if she's just like a monster, and Jack the Halloween King.
Oh. Mrs. Claus doesn't have one,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
Right.
I guess the answer will be similar for Jack, I guess. Jack is specific and intentional. You have not met Jack in the main
campaign.
storyline
Okay.
yet. He is an NPC that you will interact with. You have not met him
Cool.
yet. And I guess that could be true for Mrs. Claus too. It's not as I'm not as determined to make that happen. Like it could be
Right.
that Mrs. Claus in the real campaign is Toko's dead wife
Okay.
as a possibility.
Right. I think it's gonna be like interesting trying to spot the Jack and trying to figure out like how much of it was just like Jack and Halloween type stuff and how much of it was like his actual personality.
Right.
That would be interesting. Cool.
Mhm.
I think that's all I can think of off the top of my head. Nobody asked anything. Cool. Was there anything that you wanted to throw in to that before we moved on to something else?
Yeah, I mean, I want to mention this just because. Nah, never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
Oh,
a
damn.
cookie, and I think if you
Cookie
got
or
it, you got
Easter
it.
egg?
what's the difference?
I don't know. Cookies to me are computer things, and then Easter eggs are like things that are hidden in
so
video
we'll go with
games
Easter
and
egg.
things.
Could be
Yeah.
cookie, could be either, could be one or the other.
We're gonna start calling.
There's
them
an
cookies.
Easter egg, and I'm just gonna say if you got it, you got it. If you didn't, you didn't.
But where was it? Like in the Halloween episode?
Yeah, in the Halloween episode, towards the end. But we'll leave it at that.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you about that once we're done.
Not so much an Easter egg,
Just like a reference or
just like
something.
a something.
Okay, cool.
More a foreshadowing.
Cool.
I'm giving too much away now.
Um,
I'm a fool.
all I can think about right now is like all the stuff that's happened in the session we just played. So we're gonna move on before I accidentally spill all of that, because that's pretty cool.
It's like 10 episodes ahead of what's
No,
currently posted.
they've got 2 episodes left of the session that we recorded back in like
Forever.
September, I think. And then the session we just recorded is like the next
Oh,
session,
okay.
so this will be like December.
So 6 from now
Yeah. 6 from now, you'll have all the information that I'm
that we currently have.
right. But we kind of
And 3 years from now, you'll have all the information I currently have.
it's a lot of years.
You probably won't even live here anymore.
I probably won't live here anymore. I'll come back like once every like 3 months, and we'll just do like a hardcore like weekend of D&D.
D&D will find a way.
Yeah. Cool. So we mentioned something on Twitter because I was just kind of like testing the waters about because we were trying to come up with like new Patreon rewards, and when we first set up the Patreon, we set up like a $10 level, and we were like, we honestly don't have anything for this. If we come up with something, we'll let you know, and if not, then it's here, but you're not going to get anything extra at the moment. And nobody did it because you're not going to get anything extra at the moment. So that makes sense. Good for you guys. Smart people. But we put out something on Twitter to ask people if they would like this thing. We think we're going to go with that for like the $10 level because it is a lot of extra work on our end. But we thought it would be cool to start putting out like a player's guide to not only to Etrune, but to
Flurp.
Florp as a whole, because there's going to be other stuff going on in that continent pretty soon-ish, maybe. We'll see. But so we'll alternate like each month. You'll get basically a new chapter that'll be part of the player's guide, and that might be something about the creation of the country, some history, a chapter about a specific city, and we'll go into like detail there so that if you want to play in the world of Etrun, or if you want to do like a whole campaign just set in the city of Stromels or something like that, you'll have a nice little guide to get you started, and it'll be stamped off by the DMs over here.
There will be exclusive content
Yes.
that you will not hear anywhere else, like structures and places within Stromels that just aren't going to get referenced because they are completely irrelevant to what's going on. I think you learned the name of the they're not dukes. The counts. I think they're counts of Stromels. The leader of Stromels, I think, is a count. Could be wrong.
Okay.
Could be a viscount. But
I know like I already started on one, and you guys went into this one area in the B team campaign or the abroad. This is gonna hurt abroad, and you kind of left it pretty quick. But there's surrounding towns and like a whole bunch of other stuff that So if anybody else wants to play in that world, there's more information there. Our goal is to hopefully start doing this in January in the new year, because I'll be done with school. You'll be student teaching, but
I won't be working, so
right. So we'll have free time and no
very
money.
excited. Yeah, for real.
So we'll be entertaining ourselves.
I'm gonna start a sitcom called Two Broke Guys.
It's gonna be on ABC, CBS. What's the other one on? I don't know.
Fox. CBS. I think it's CBS.
I think it's CBS.
I don't care.
Yeah, no. So that's something we're hoping to start that in January. We're gonna start getting started on it now. I'm gonna walk him through it once we hang up here. Oh, and the last thing.
Yeah.
Is the iTunes thing. Let me get my Surface and start it up real quick.
So to catch
a generic tablet.
To catch you up, I had said that
In August.
yeah, that from August to
Oh, this is already ready.
the end of August, that whoever left us a review prior to August and then also through August, didn't have to be 5 stars, could be any stars, would win a set of dice. Not a particularly awesome set of dice, just some dice that
I think you had used in like that session.
yeah, I used an A session, just because I have too many dice. I don't want to throw them away, obviously. They all have too many dice also. So, instead of just giving them away to a thrift store, I figured we'd send them to a listener, obviously free of charge. And so, yeah. I think, does it tell you the date that they were posted?
I think so.
I think we're going to do anything posted up to the 1st of November.
Up to the 1st of November?
I think I extended it to the end of September. I think we extended it to the end of October. That's really just because I kept forgetting to do it. I'm just bad at stuff like that. But let's put it... Yeah. So we'll just roll, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm nice.
We'll just roll. It'd be great if
That's not right.
we were on iTunes. That'd be fantastic.
Oh, there we are. Usually it comes up.
Yeah, something changed recently.
That's not good.
So, ratings and reviews.
So right now we have 35 ratings. That's 34 5-star reviews and 1 4-star review. You know who you are. No, but we appreciate all of them. I don't know what we're going to need here.
And then, so for you November people, some of you are going to hear about this, and you're like, oh, I posted on November 5th, because I just saw that somebody posted on November 5th. At the end of the year, I still have more dice I'm trying to get rid of. So at the end of the year, I'll do November, December, and I'll send out another thing of dice.
Is this one... Is that new?
Yeah, it says the date.
No, but I mean, like, did we do that... That was after we played? That was when we played. Alright, I don't remember if we did that. Anyway, so we have a bunch here.
So 1, 2, just keep going down. 3, 4, that's it. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
23 people actually
23.
left, like,
In hindsight,
words.
we could have just subtracted from the total.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna
how
do
to
this.
do this?
Oh, yeah, it says 23 right up top. That would have been, I mean,
How
27.
to do this?
So we got 23. Does 23 multiply into anything evenly? We didn't think about this beforehand.
Nope. Did not at all.
You know what I can do? I'm gonna...
No, I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
All right. He's got it. What's your plan here?
Nope, that doesn't work. Okay. This is the ones digit,
Okay.
where 1 and 2 is a 0. This is super complicated, but it's going to work.
All right, I'm ready.
1 and 2 is a 0
Okay.
for the not ones digit, tens digit.
Okay.
1 and 2 is 0. 3 and 4 is a 1.
Okay.
4 and 5, 5 and 6
Is a
is a
2.
2.
Okay.
And then a 10 for the ones
Okay.
digit, 0, 2.
So if it comes out to 24 to
9.
30, we'll just keep rolling until
We'll
we
roll
get
again.
one. All right,
Yeah.
cool. All right, here we go.
And then we're going to count from the bottom.
Just counting from the bottom. So whoever, like, the oldest one is
Right.
number 1.
So if it's like 16th,
All right.
then-
we're going to count back up.
we'll count to 16. Whoever the 16th
Cool.
one is will win some dice. I wish I had them, but I don't, because I'm a good DM, but I'm a bad administrative type, which is ironic. All right, so that's 0 and a 6.
All right,
so the
number 6. Let's
person.
find out. Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm.
Roll again. Okay, we love this person so much, but one of the girlfriends at the time, she was the girlfriend.
Right.
She's now a fiance. Jeremy's fiance is person number 6, and as much as we love her,
She's got enough dice, too.
that seems like nepotism. So we'll give her this shout out, which is, we think you're great.
Thanks, Nicole. I mean, person.
So,
All right, so 2 is...
0 and 3. So the third person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's Lar7551. So if you check this out, you won. We'll post something on our Facebook and Twitter too. My lunch is ready.
So Lar7551, if you still listen to the show, you know,
Say something on like the episode coming out.
the next episode or in a few, we'll mention that you won some dice, and yeah, you'll get some dice. And then, like I said, the rest of y'all, I'm gonna do November to December. I think everybody. We're gonna go from the beginning every time.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
for
So
you
you'll have
people
multiple
that
chances.
went originally, you're still in it. Well, your chance will go down every time because
More people.
yeah.
Cool. So we're coming up in 30 minutes. My breakfast/lunch is ready, and I think we covered everything.
Also, just so everybody knows it,
That's cool.
this is a Kieran. It's really cool. Sorry, I'm like obsessing over Kierans lately.
Cool.
That's it.
Peace.
Peace.